Alrighty, folks. Just checking if we are live. Don't know if we are live or not. Oh, yes. Yes, we are. Alright. Howdy, folks. Welcome to Gridiron Live. Bit of a botched intro. Yeah, so I can see that my camera here is a little bit off. I changed the base resolution on the overlays. So right about here, I think I can kind of see a little bit of the camera. Let me see if that's true or not. Hope everyone's having a good Monday afternoon. Let's see. No, the camera should be good. All right. Well, don't know what the issue is. I don't think. Kind of looks like it. I don't know. Whatever. That'll be good. Anyway, all that to say that we're gonna play some ESPN NBA Tonight 2002. Back with the Toronto Raptors franchise mode. Last time we played against Orlando and won out 3 games in a row to advance to the conference championship game against Cleveland. So that's going to be interesting to see how that turns out. So yeah, we got Phoenix and Minnesota on the other side of the bracket. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of want to see Phoenix in the finals. So hopefully the finals are going to be Phoenix and Toronto. For those of you that are not in the Discord, Patrick set up a money line. It's kind of funny. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat. I don't know if you guys can see that. Suns plus 110. Raptors plus 130, Cavaliers plus 170, and Timberwolves plus 190. Obviously, that's fiction. So yeah, we got four money lines going. So yeah. Since there are 7 games, we are gonna play some and sim the rest, just because there's 7 games. And we might be able to play out the entire rest of the tournament here after we finish, assuming we advance from this game. So that'll be interesting to see. So coming up, Toronto and Cleveland, and hopefully Toronto versus Phoenix or Minnesota. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and roll the intro.
The right to bear arms is guaranteed in the Constitution, sir.
We're going to hold on to him by the nose, and we're going to kick him in the ass. We're going to kick the hell out of him all the time, and we're going to go through him like crap through a goose.
Roger Vick pounded his way for 11 yards and a touchdown after taking...
We're going to cut out their living guts and use them to grease the treads of our tanks. We're going to murder those lousy Hun bastards by the bushel.
Alrighty, folks. We are going to be going, well, I guess we're going to be staying at home, actually. Toronto and Cleveland. So Patrick, whenever you get around to watching this, we all know that Cleveland is your favorite team. So we're going to be rooting for Cleveland for Patrick.
Good evening. It's game one of the conference finals. I'm Brett Musburger, and right beside me is the always entertaining Stuart Scott.
All right, guys. So keep in mind, this is year 3. This is year 3 of the the Raptors franchise mode. So to go to the conference championship game in 3 years, I think is pretty solid, considering we've never played this game before. So I always say this, you know, anything past this point is really a victory. Just getting to the playoffs is a win in my book. So I think we're coming in ahead of schedule as far as expectations are concerned.
And the game is about to begin here on ESPN. Game one of the series as we get set for
All right, guys. ESPN tonight. Here we go.
Raptors win the tip. Jackson, Patterson, Clark knocks the ball loose.
So I'm expecting a big game from
Clark,
Patterson
McDyess,
and McDyess.
with the follow-up jam.
And of course Vince Carter.
Is showing us some lousy ball handling.
All right, Bobby Jackson with the first steal of the game.
Patterson with the spin.
Patterson got the spin moves.
Rejected.
Clark passes it back to Jackson.
Jackson, and he spins.
Back to Jackson on the outside. What's he going to do?
Patterson.
Patterson shoots. McDyess with the rebound.
A foul is committed.
No score.
McDyess goes to the line for two. Puts in
Bam.
his first.
So I was messing with the microphone earlier, and
He misses the second.
I don't know what the deal is.
Moves up.
Like, obviously I don't have the best microphone in the world,
Langdon.
but I was trying out different adapters. These are the little microphone and headphone adapters that go into the front part of the computer. Since this microphone only has one output jack,
The Raptors lead by 5. Brings it to the attack court.
so I don't know if it's just having these adapters at all in the first place, because this computer takes a separate headphone and microphone jack.
With a 12-footer.
But I have like 3 of them, and they all don't make a difference. But if there wasn't any game audio right now, like, I can kind of show you.
Cavaliers down by 3.
So I'm just going to mute this for a second. You heard that little
Swipes the ball
high-pitched whining? That's not the microphone, actually. It's not the desktop audio either. So there's something else going on with the settings or something.
down by 5.
Luckily, it's not too noticeable, but it's got to be something that I'm just not aware of yet.
Carter with a 12-footer. Pulls down that offensive rebound.
So yeah,
It's a 2.
we'll have to figure that out at some point, because
7. Moves up.
I know I noticed it being an audio file. So we'll figure that out at some point. Oh, there's Sundov scoring 2 points for Cleveland.
The Cavaliers now have 4 points.
Raptors are up by 5 points though here in the Air Canada Center.
Carter. Jackson.
Vince Carter to Jackson to Patterson. McDyess. Clark shoots.
He follows up nicely.
Tips it in.
The Raptors now have 11 points. Dribbling up the floor. Murray finds his man in the lane.
I'm actually gonna format those.
The rebound. Moving up. Jackson.
Let's see.
Clark swats it away.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. Whoops.
Sundop. Murray. Sundop.
I'm getting Windows 10 notifications.
Miller. Mim.
Come on, it's time to
I guess you can't format in the
they can pull off.
chat box. That's weird.
With the slam.
I'll tell you, Brent, he came out of nowhere to rock that ball in.
All right. Still up by 5 against Cleveland. Patterson
The rebound by
misses it.
Langdon.
Picked up by Trajan Langdon.
Sends the ball into the paint. And with the reverse slam.
Lord have mercy, he done made his kinfolk so proud. Pookie and them, and Ray Ray, Lucretia, Moesha, baby daddy.
20 seconds left here in the first quarter. Cleveland up. Sorry, Toronto up 11-8 over the Cavaliers.
Pulls up.
McDyess shoots.
You know what, Brent? These
The bucket counts. And he will
Defensive foul. It looks like we still got the 2 points.
McDyess will go to the line.
And we pick up that 3rd point. Sundov throws it into Miller.
Mim
Miller throws a little hook shot over there.
sends the ball cross court to
Miller shoots. Makes it look easy.
the Cavaliers.
Got a Discord message. What's
That is
this?
the end of the first quarter.
Nothing for me. We're doing pretty well, so we're going to let the assistants do the subbing.
We are ready for the second quarter. The Raptors.
Cleveland only down 4 right now, and they're threatening 2 more.
18-footer. The shooter's touch. Oh, block.
Makes it a 2-point game. Jackson
The
takes it
Cavaliers
past
down by
midcourt.
2. Patterson. They're using a smart
Intercepted
strategy
by
on D.
Andre Miller.
Sundop. Passes the ball. Great
Here
job.
comes Mim.
That's his first block of the game.
Jackson. Carter.
Clark, Mr. Power Goggles, Clark.
Clark.
They're
What's going on here?
but somebody's got to shoot.
McDyess to Patterson.
Knocks in a 2.
2 points.
The Cavaliers down by 4. Mim puts up a shot. Knocks down the 10.
Quick score by Cleveland.
Impressive.
You guys see my Star Wars shirt? I don't know if you can see it.
Down by 2.
It's got the classic characters on there.
So far he
Got
has
Darth
scored
Vader,
6.
Luke Skywalker. The original characters.
Shoots it over the block. He's just totally unconscious.
I will not wear a Disney Star Wars shirt. Never, ever.
The Raptors
Cleveland
lead by 1.
only down by a single point.
Carter with the turnaround.
Make that 3.
My man really sees the court. Nice speed.
The Raptors now have 20 points.
Mims.
2
Little
and a half
treadmill and
first half.
skates his way to the dunk.
Thank you, man. Whoa.
Oh, no, he didn't, y'all.
Close game here in the middle of the second quarter. Jackson
Patterson.
throws it deep to Patterson.
Jackson. Clark
He better watch his step.
Clark.
and the Cavaliers.
Tip of his shoe goes out of bounds, so we lose the ball. Cleveland basically swaps out their whole bench.
Dribbling up court. Doliak. Shoots
Doliak shoots.
the rebound to
McDyess.
Jackson. McDyess. Clark.
Clark spins. Carter to Patterson.
Time to go to the basket.
There goes McDyess. Not enough, though. Michael Doliak gets the rebound. Takes it across midcourt to Posey.
Claxton. With the spin. With the layup.
Claxton with an easy layup.
The Cavs lead by 1.
Now Cleveland is up by a single point.
Clark got a piece of that one.
Blocked again. Cleveland's defense is being a little stingy.
Miller. Into Doliak.
Keon Clark with the rebound. Throws it to Patterson. Gives it back to Clark.
And throws it into the paint.
Vince Carter with the pop and drop.
The Cavaliers down by 1. Claxton. Doliak. Denied.
Oh, that's interesting. I have -1 concurrent viewers.
Picks it up.
How does that work?
Jackson. McDice.
That
Gets
makes
it
no
out
sense.
to Jackson.
Oh, maybe it's telling me how much
Patterson.
it's gone down. I'm just trying to make sense of this YouTube layout thing.
Witness from the congregation.
I was used to using Restream, but
The Raptors.
there were certain things that I couldn't figure out in Restream. And Restream has a way better
Passes it into Doliak.
chat box widget system. This right here.
The Raptors.
This is literally just the URL of the chat box in YouTube. And it works better than nothing, but
Jackson.
Restream makes it look really nice.
McDice. Passes the ball into the paint. Sends it out
But
to Jackson. McDice. Carter. Only
oh, here comes Carter.
out of bounds.
Maybe. Well, the thing about Restream is that
Will let it go with the clock running.
I was also streaming to Twitch. But Twitch is weird because it doesn't automatically upload your stream.
We have a tight game so far.
So you have to go back and manually highlight everything, which really isn't that much work, but you got to remember to do it. And if you forget for a couple days, that thing is gone. So I think I'm just going to leave Twitch alone for now and just focus on YouTube. Okay, so at halftime, Cleveland and Toronto are in a close game. Toronto does have the lead by a single point. But it's going to be a close one.
Now we head on to the second half. The Raptors in the lead by 1.
We got the old man Stockton in.
Miller goes for 2.
Andre Miller takes
One-point game.
Cleveland to the lead. 25-24.
Into
We're going to need to start having some separation here if we don't want to be playing a very tight game in the fourth quarter.
moving up. Murray. Mim. And he spins.
Oh,
Figure out what happened.
Mim got a little too fancy and lost the ball.
Stockton.
Stockton passes it to Keon Clark,
Stockton. Look at
and he tries to pass it, but
they gave him
Andre
nothing
Miller
to
takes it
look at.
away.
Miller. With the
Miller
24
shoots it
Nothing but
and
net.
scores.
Off the meter.
And it's a 3-point game.
Let me
The Cavs
refresh
lead
that
by
chat.
3. Moves up. Carter sends the ball in.
McDice finally with the dunk.
What a dunk.
Straight butter.
And it's a 1-point
Straight
game again.
butter. Still down by a point.
The Raptors down by 1. Brings it to the attack court. They're using a
Oh,
switch
nice
back.
interception by Stockton.
With the spin.
McDice gets that dunk.
Jammed it in the basket.
You know what, Brett?
You could see that one from a mile away.
And it's a 1-point game again. The Raptors lead by 1. Finds his man in the paint.
Hurry.
He
Whoops.
doesn't get the roll.
What is this?
Dribbling up the floor. Patterson. McDice with the jumper. Missing from the outs. He follows up nicely.
Nobody
Who was that? Was that McDice?
3-point game again.
I think so.
The Raptors.
Cleveland down, or sorry, Cleveland down 3 points.
Langdon. Sundop.
Bit of a mosh pit in the middle there.
Limiter two.
Miller shoots.
Down the 22-footer.
I don't think we even heard the net on that one. Curry, Batiste, and Lou are all in for the Raptors.
Lead by one. Dribbling up court. Curry. Stockton. Curry.
Don Batiste on the outside.
Lou. Stockton.
Way out to Stockton. Stockton just sits on it. Carter back to Stockton. Shoots from a deep three.
Running down. Batiste.
Batiste somehow gets that one.
Lou. Swipes the ball away. Batiste. Curry.
Curry. No, gets the dunk blocked. So here comes Mim.
Langdon.
Passes it to Langdon.
Sundop. Murray. Denied.
Murray gets denied in the paint.
Murray.
Murray again.
Carter. Reels
Rebound by
You know what, Brent?
Vince Carter.
Just focus on the rebound. You gotta establish
Oh, here comes a dunk.
numbers like that.
What a jam.
There it is.
My man with a major dunk.
Langdon. Miller.
I'm actually going to
Passes it into Langdon. Yes.
I'm going to share the stream link in the Retro Sports Gamer channel
Lead
Discord.
by one. And
Maybe there's some
throws it
people that would want to
Can't stop that slam.
He really can't
hang out there.
And it's a three-point game again. The Cavaliers
Let's
down by
see.
3. Mim.
You have to watch those lines.
Here we come, Discord. Where are you?
With the 10-footer.
Here we go.
The offense knocks the ball loose.
That's his 6th gangster slap so
Bam.
far this game.
Maybe we can get some people
Curry. Stockton.
to go back to 2002 with us to play some
Stockton.
classic basketball.
Back out to Stockton.
Of course, we would all prefer
Curry.
90s basketball, but this is what we got.
Batiste.
Pretty close to 90s basketball, I would say.
Time expired.
2002 still had the stench of the 90s.
Tight game going on as we wait for the final quarter to begin.
All right, it's the final quarter. Let's check out where we are with the substitutions. We want to go in, start off on our best foot. Curry, where's Clark? Yeah, he could use a little bit more rest. Hardaway. Well, Vince Carter is pretty stingy there at that position. But Hardaway is not going to see much action. But honestly, I could probably put him here where Lou is. Honestly. Patterson's not quite ready to come in. Jackson also, oh, he's good. Got Stepania. I think that'll be good. Honestly, the AI will probably take them out anyway. So these substitutions only last for a little bit. Keep in mind that this is not a true coach mode game. We're just kind of jerry-rigging it to be.
We're ready for the final quarter of action. The Raptors.
Final quarter here, folks.
Curry.
We're up by 3 on Cleveland.
Jackson. In the paint.
Jackson gets blocked.
Carter. Hardaway. With the off-balance shot. And he gets the first.
Let's see a little action from
This guy's got game.
Mr. Hardaway.
Now have 36 points. Sundov finds his man in the lane. Knocks
Boom.
in a two.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a three-point game again. The Cavaliers down by 3. Batee, Curry. Sends it out to Jackson.
Jackson passes it to Don Batee.
Swipes the ball away.
Picked up by Vince Carter. Back to Batee.
Knocks
Drops it in for 2.
All right.
That's 4 points already.
The Raptors lead by 5. Mim into Sundov.
Sundov with the hook shot.
Man, this guy's got game.
And it's a three-point game again.
That was a weird pass.
Hardaway.
Long shot there to Hardaway.
Carter.
Here comes Vince Carter with a dunk.
Net with a slam.
Anytime he picks up speed, you know he's going to go in for the dunk.
And he brings it up court. Langdon.
Here comes Langdon to Murray. Pushes his way through the paint to Langdon.
The bucket is good and he goes to the line.
That's still 2 points for Cleveland, so we're going to see them try for the extra point.
Langdon comes to the line to shoot one.
Trajan Langdon shoots and he scores. It brings a margin within 2.
Down by 2. Curry passes it into.
Easy shot there for Carter.
Bang. Thank you, ma'am. Whoa.
He skates around a little bit in midair, but gets it done.
The Raptors lead by 4.
There's Cleaves from Cleveland.
With a cross-court pass to Murray.
Oh, back to Cleaves.
To Cleve.
Cleaves.
Across the court to Langdon.
Here comes Mim.
Sundov.
Sundov shoots and he scores. That's 8 points so far for Bruno Sundov.
The Cavaliers down by 2. Patterson. Curry. Jackson. Curry.
Check out the D. Great job. They gave them no.
All right, here comes Cleveland again, threatening the tie,
With the 10-footer.
and they get it.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, that's it. It's an even game, 42 all. Minute and 30 left.
Curry. 1.5 remaining. Is showing us some lousy ball handling.
Sundov
He just took the ball
gets
right
picked
out of his
off
hands.
by Vince Carter. Curry shoots, scores 2 points.
Man, this guy's got game.
The Raptors take the lead once again.
Alright, so Keon Clark's coming back in at center.
Raptors lead by 2. Finds his man in the lane.
Doliak backs up to the hoop.
To Posey. Nails a 2.
Oh, yeah.
2 points Cleveland.
The game is tied at 44. McDice. Carter. Under a minute remaining.
What's Jackson going to do?
My man's robbing.
He lost the ball.
To the attack court. Doliak.
Are they going to take the lead here?
Posey.
The Raptors defense going to step up.
Doliak. Gets it out to.
Cleaves.
It's a
Ouch.
From 25 feet.
Was that 3 points? No, only 2.
Take the lead once again.
Plenty of time to score here.
McDice.
Dice.
Shooter's touch.
Easy 2.
Man, this guy's got game. Now that's what I call some serious home court advantage.
Lou with the 10-footer. 30 seconds. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Cleveland takes the lead.
All right. So still down 2. We got 30 seconds. 29.9. Plenty of time.
Cavs lead by 2.
Take an easy shot here.
My man is a ball hawk.
Or just lose the ball.
20 seconds.
Somebody do something here.
Chandler passes the ball, knocks the ball.
Nice. Let's get this tie.
Moves up. Clark. Jackson into.
McDice shoots. 2 points.
Straight butter.
Once again, the game is
Straight
tied at
butter.
48. Full timeout by Cleveland.
48 all. Is someone going to score a buzzer beater? Let's find out.
The game is tied at 48.
Cleaves.
And throws
Posey shoots. Ouch.
All right.
Cleveland.
I think that's going to do it. Unless we can somehow get there in half a second. That's going to be it.
The Cavs.
Shoots. Oh, it did hit the rim.
And that's the game. The Cavs.
All right, so at the end of the game, Cleveland wins it 50 to 48.
To play more as a team and
It's
get
a bit of a high-scoring game for
For
what,
Stuart Scott,
four
this
four-minute
is
quarters that we
Good
play.
night, everyone. You've been watching
So that's gonna do it for game
ESPN,
number
your leader in
1.
sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. You're watching the NBA on ESPN.
Top scorer was McDyess with 18 and Carter with 14. They were pretty much the bulk of the offense. All right. That concludes game number 1. We're going to sim game number 2. See how things turn out. Okay, so Cleveland won the second game. So we played game number 1, lost that 48 to 50. In game number 2, Cleveland takes our previous score and wins it 41 to 48. All right, let's go ahead and play this next game. And we're going to be going to Cleveland. Cleveland is going to enjoy a little bit of a home court advantage in this one. Guess nobody wanted to jump in. That's okay.
Good evening, sports fans.
Surprised Patrick isn't on.
Of the conference finals. I'm Brent Musburger, and with me in this deafening coliseum is Stuart Scott. The Cleveland Cavaliers take on the Toronto.
I guess I can drop it on the
Cavaliers.
other Discord. Maybe someone wants to jump in there.
And now for the PA announcement.
All right. This is game number 3. We are down 2 games to 0. How's it going, Patrick G Mafia? We are currently in game number 3, down 2 games against Cleveland. So, not looking the best, but we still got plenty of games to go. And considering how it turned out against Orlando, seeing that we won out 3 games in a row at the end of that series, I think we'll be all right. Assuming we can win this one. If we can win this one, I think we'll have a better chance. Actually just got home from playing basketball. Very nice. So you can go from real sweat to digital sweat, virtual sweat.
Is about to start here on ESPN.
Yeah, I went on a walk earlier.
Of the Eastern Conference.
Got a little bit of that sunlight.
And the Cavaliers
I was actually making a cheesecake earlier too, by the way.
from the perimeter. Clark yanks down the
That's probably one of the best desserts to make is a cheesecake,
McDyess.
because you can use a
nice job. They're not gonna
alternative sweetener,
that attitude.
and it's not such of a spike on your blood sugar.
And the shot from the outside.
It tastes about the same,
Somebody,
so
anybody needs to start hitting those shots.
that's kind of my dessert of choice right now, because it's relatively cheap to make and
Two goes in for
isn't as much of an impact as eating, you know, a real cheesecake, which is usually going to be better, but
Mim.
the cheesecakes that I make are like about 70% as good. So
Somebody has got to make a move
make
to
the series 2-2.
The swipe.
That's what we're trying to do.
He's
Yeah, cheesecake is good.
Will let it go with the clock running low.
I'm pretty simple when it comes to cheesecake. All I use is I use almond flour for the crust, which actually works out pretty well because
Yo, dog, where's the D?
one of the issues with baking with almond flour is that it's really grainy.
Mim.
But with a cheesecake crust, that's kind of what you want.
To the hoop.
Oh, that was a nice.
So it's really not that noticeable. So I use almond flour, and then I use
Dribbling up the
obviously cream cheese,
Patterson.
and then
Jackson.
2 eggs
Dice.
and some sweetener basically,
Puts up a 2 with the turn.
and a little bit of butter.
It's good.
That's really it.
Get some.
That's another great thing about cheesecake is that you can make a decent cheesecake with enough experience and not spend a whole bunch of money.
Langdon.
My wife's favorite cheesecake is called Polish cheesecake.
The Cavs.
Cernik, is that a hard C or a soft C? Cernik, Kernik in Polish.
With the off-balance shot. Yes.
Somebody put a hand on that guy. Something.
I'm not really that knowledgeable on the different kinds of cheesecake.
Nice rip.
Usually I go to a place and I see New York cheesecake. It's probably going to be pretty good.
Knocks in a 2.
Can the drummer get wicked?
I typically don't like it if it's too airy, if it's like too,
The Raptors.
if the cake is closer to whipped cream,
A minute and a half remaining in the first quarter.
I don't really like that
McDice with the defensive rebound.
because it feels like I'm eating whipped cream and not cheesecake.
Jackson. McDice. Clark.
So I like the cheesecake to be a little bit more on the dense side.
Dunk like that, they're gonna have to change the rim.
Mim. Miller.
Not a big fan of frothy desserts.
Got it. Under a minute to go.
She says she uses natural sugar, not sweetener.
McDice. Jackson.
Yeah.
Big defensive play. Dribbling up the floor.
The only reason I use like stevia, it's like a blend of like stevia
Langdon.
and then
Mim.
erythritol, and
His shot
it probably has 1 or 2 other things in there.
The man puts the capital I in it.
The only reason I use that is just because
Patterson.
it's a little bit lighter in
Time to go to the basket.
carbohydrates,
Passing around.
so not as big of an impact. It's obviously not a health food, but
Come on, dog. He's got to take a shot.
I can kind of enjoy cheesecake a little bit more often
Down by 3.
than I would otherwise just eating regular cheesecake.
Puts it in gently.
Big kids representing.
So it works for me.
The Cavaliers down by 1.
Pressed cottage cheese, not too airy. Oh,
McDice. Carter.
yeah, I guess I never really
Shot is
looked into like the different kinds of cheeses that are used for cheesecake.
and that's the end of the first quarter.
Cottage cheese. I've actually never heard of cheesecake being made with cottage cheese. I just always assumed it was cream cheese.
And now we are set for the second.
Although this time around I did add a little bit of cream to it.
They're using a smart strategy on
I'm just kind of seeing what would happen.
sends the ball cross court to Langdon.
So maybe I actually have no idea what the cream's gonna do. It's actually in the freezer right now. It's already kind of firmed up a little bit, so
Foul on Langdon.
probably later tonight I'll be able to
He had position.
dig into one of those.
The Raptors lead by 3.
But probably one of the biggest mistakes you can make while making cheesecake is not having room temperature cheese.
Miller. Looking for the open man.
First of all, it's going to be harder to
Miller.
mix your filling, especially if you do it by hand.
Sundop.
If you have an electric beater, it's not so bad, but it's still pretty dense.
Sundop.
And then there's going to be like curds because it can't
Ran out of time.
fully incorporate because it's cold. So what I did this time was I just put the cheesecake
Brings it to the attack.
on the oven
Clark.
as it was preheating, so it kind of warmed up the cheesecake.
The Raptors
And it blended pretty nicely.
finds his man in the lane.
And I use one of those cake pans that comes apart with the little glass thing at the bottom.
Down by 3. Clark.
That's actually my favorite bacon dish now. I make pizza in that dish. I make cheesecake. It's pretty easy. Don't have to worry about peeling it off the sides because you can just take the sides off.
Rejected. Moves up. Jackson. McDice. Clark. With a 15.
It's like a hard cheese, not like Philadelphia. It's harder, she said.
Perfect all night long.
Yeah, I don't use the Philadelphia brand, but it's the same concept. It's just a 8-ounce package of cream cheese.
Down by 7. Brings it to the attack court. Doliak. Miller.
Google will have a picture.
Passes it into Doliak. Knocks down the 12-footer.
I have to respect a good dish pan. Oh yeah. It really saves you like having to worry about peeling stuff off the side.
McDice.
Last time I made a pizza,
Sends the ball in.
again, it's one of my weird alternative ingredient pizzas. I basically made a deep dish because usually it's supposed to be kind of laid out more, but since the pan is smaller,
Miller.
all the pizza ingredients were kind of stacked in there.
Out to Miller.
So the thickness of the pizza was probably like over an inch, maybe like an inch and a half, maybe even 2 or 3 inches. So I wasn't trying to make a deep dish, but I certainly made one.
The Cavaliers down by 7. Jackson. McDice.
Deep dish is kind of more like pizza cake, if you think about it.
Piece of that one. Posey. Walker. Posey.
Alright, so we are, what's the score? 22 to 17. We're up by 5 points. There's that 5-point margin.
McDice.
Threatening 2 more.
Can't figure out what happened.
It's not salty like Philadelphia.
Doliak.
No, the cream cheese that I got,
Miller. With the 22-footer.
the last one I made, I just made it with the store's generic cheesecake brand,
Down by 3.
or a cream cheese brand.
Not much time to go.
This time around, I thought about getting Philadelphia,
Been perfect all night long.
but the store I went to had this.
Walker. Posey.
I've never seen it before. It was like
Ball loose.
He timed that
it was cream cheese, but it said for baking on it,
Clark.
so the ingredients were slightly different.
Jackson.
Um,
Gets the ball in the paint.
so I don't know what the main differences are, but I think it had some things in it to kind
To
of,
the end of the first half. The Raptors.
I don't know if it was to make it creamier or something.
19.
I'm not sure. I was looking for like a high quality cream cheese. Maybe even like organic cream cheese or something. Just a higher quality dairy product. But I wasn't able to find any at the store I went to, so next time I go, I'm definitely going to be looking for a higher quality cream cheese.
And now we are set for the second half.
Maybe in the store's deli section they might have some specialty cream cheeses that I could use.
That's his first block of the game.
With the turnaround. Nails it two. The Raptors lead by 7.
Pizza cake / pizza pie.
Miller. Mim.
Apparently some people call pizza tomato pie.
Miller. Mim.
Kind of makes sense.
Miller.
But if you think about tomato pie, you think of like an apple pie, but instead of apple, there's tomato in it. So, doesn't quite make sense.
Raptors lead by 4. Dribbling up the floor. McDice. And he spins
But I think on deep dish, don't they put the cheese
with the spin. He's showing his
under the sauce? Isn't that how that works?
He has 5 steals.
Forget if that's how
Around the
Chicago
perimeter,
deep dish
Langdon, Miller,
is supposed to be set up.
Sundov.
Sundov shoots. 2 points for Cleveland.
Two-point game. The Cavaliers down by 2.
God, there's this little annoying heart
Into spikes the ball away.
that's right in the way of
Miller finds his man in the paint.
some of these chat messages.
Oh no, he didn't, y'all.
Tomato pie. I don't know. Would a pizza picket be a
The game is tied
tomato
at
pie
26.
pizza picket? Never heard of that.
Curry puts up a
Or
shot.
pan
Rebound by McDice.
panzerotti?
Big time block
Never heard of that either.
with the turnaround.
I know pizza. I know calzone.
Can't figure out what happened. 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. McDice finds his man in the
I
lane.
was telling somebody about a calzone yesterday, and they never heard of a calzone before, which is
Drops in at
kind of
2.
strange to me.
The Cavaliers down by 2.
It seems like most local pizza places have some type of calzone thing,
Sundov
so it was kind of strange that he wouldn't know what a calzone is.
on D
But I was trying to explain to him that the calzone
in
was
the third quarter. Stockton,
sort of like a pizza burrito.
McDice,
But then I thought about it. Well, it's more like a taco, because
McDice
sometimes they just fold the pizza in half, kind of.
passes the ball into the paint.
They kind of press the edges closed,
In and out.
and all the pizza obviously is inside.
Finds his man in the paint. Scores a 2.
So,
Get a witness from the
yeah, I had to teach somebody what a calzone was. It's basically like an inside-out pizza.
Carter and throws it into the paint. Nothing but net. And it's a 2-point game.
Pocket.
again.
Pizza pocket.
The Cavaliers
Oh, okay,
down
yeah.
by 2. Murray
Yeah, I guess so.
around. McDice is hungry.
I guess they're kind of like those little boxed pie pastries.
Patterson. Carter.
I haven't eaten one of these in probably like 20 years. But they're those little rectangular boxes. Sometimes you'll find them at gas stations, or at least here
And he brings it
you'll
up.
find them in gas stations or
Stockton picks off the pass.
in the shelf-stable snacks at this grocery store. You'll find these little pies.
Ball into the paint. Gets a 2.
And I guess
The Raptors.
that Hot Pocket would be like a pizza version of that.
Murray. Miller.
So I guess so. Pizza Pocket could be considered tomato pie.
Recovers the ball. Passes it into.
Of course, you could just call it pizza pie,
That was a little too strong.
but some people might think that is redundant because a pie is a pizza, pizza is a pie.
Curry with the 22-footer. Scores a 2.
Panzerotti is a must try. It's similar to a calzone.
Brings us to the end of the third quarter.
Making lasagna tonight. Garfield would be proud. Oh yeah, Garfield. Do not get in Garfield's way when it comes to lasagna.
On the way. The Raptors in the lead by 9. And he spins.
I think I've made lasagna once.
Cleave.
Like actually,
Murray
I can't remember if we.
recovers the ball.
I think we bought pasta. Yeah, we bought pasta
Puts in the first basket of the final.
or lasagna. So it was like those sheets of pasta.
Carter
It came out very thick and
sends the ball into the paint.
dense.
Gets
It was pretty good.
Passes it into the lane.
But usually, if I want a quick lasagna,
was a nice dime.
I'll get an Amy's frozen lasagna. They're pretty small.
Down by 9.
It's like a vegetable lasagna. It's pretty good.
Cleave ball in the paint.
I used to get them all the time.
Gets it out to Cleve. Langdon.
Pillsbury is legit.
Murray.
Time to go to the basket. Too much
Oh,
pass.
lasagna from scratch takes some skill.
Down the 10-footer.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a big,
Lead by 7.
Clark. Just like anything else, it's going to take some skill and practice to make a good lasagna.
Into denied.
He is
But
just
pretty much all we did was we made
Swishes the shot.
the different fillings, like the pasta sauce or whatever is that tomato flavored filling, and then my roommate at the time
Lead by 9. Dribbling up court.
didn't and still doesn't eat meat, so we didn't use like beef or anything.
2.5
But he
minutes remaining.
does eat cheese, so we put plenty of cheese on there,
So far he has scored.
and it's kind of like building a wall, because you have the layer, then you put your filling on top of that, put another layer, put the cheese, and you kind of just stack it on there.
To Batiste. Jackson. Batiste.
And that's basically how you make lasagna.
let's see what they can pull off.
Carter.
It wasn't really from scratch though, but it was definitely
Will take possession.
more complicated than just buying a box and throwing it in the oven.
Clark.
If it was from scratch, then
Jackson.
probably would have gotten flour and made the actual pasta
Batiste.
from the flour.
They're passing the ball too much. Somebody's got to shoot.
I don't think we were prepared for all that.
Blue. Cleve. Mim. Doliak. With the swipe.
I don't think Cleveland's
Clark.
gonna have a chance in this game. I think this one's settled.
Cleve. Mim is showing us some lousy
Raptors
ball
are fighting hard tonight. Yep.
Jackson.
41-34.
T. Passes it into. Look at that D. Great job. They gave them nothing to look at.
Got a minute left.
Lou. Cleve.
Cleaves for Cleveland.
Drops in a 2.
Oh, yeah.
Mim. So far he
Just
has
got to milk the
scored
clock here.
10 points. Carter.
Don't let him get too close to that
Jackson.
41.
Clark. Jackson. Lou. Jackson.
Jackson. Oh,
The off-balance shot. Score it.
way to bounce back. One more to tie it. Yeah, assuming we win this one, the series goes to 2-1 Cleveland.
Into. Denied.
And then, so we're going to sim the game after this, and then play the one after that.
And he's still holding on to the ball.
Bit of an AI blunder here. It wouldn't be ESPN tonight without it, though.
With the clock running low. Clark.
ESPN NBA tonight.
Batiste. Clark. Jackson. Clark. Batiste.
Don Batiste,
And he spins. It rolls out.
not even close.
And he brings it up court. Sundov.
Sundov, is he going to shoot? Cleaves. He gets batted away. Denied.
That's it.
Alrighty, 43-36 Toronto.
Win game 3. 36-43.
Toronto Raptors
Cavs have to concentrate on
bust open the bagged milk
offensively and defensively. Help out, set screens, move the rock.
like champagne.
Everybody in the game.
This is Brad Musburger
No,
along with
they're
Stuart
not that
Brown.
excited
So
yet.
long and good night. You've been watching ESPN.
They'll have a lot of games to play.
For more, log on to ESPN.com.
So,
You're watching the NBA
Keon
on
Clark.
ESPN.
I don't think Keon Clark has ever had that many points compared to everyone else. Keon Clark had an excellent night. Could be a game-changing road win. Could be. So let's sim this game. Okay, so Cleveland just won the last one. 42-39. So it's game 4, so there's only three possible games left. Yeah. So basically the game after the following game that we're about to play is going to be crucial. Let's see how Phoenix not looking so hot themselves. 3-1 against Minnesota. So what was our money lines here? Let's see. It was plus 110 Suns. It'd be kind of fun to try to handicap the games based on their in-game stats. So try to use like a point spread. That would be interesting to do. Or just making predictions. Money line. Just doing picks instead of specific money lines. Sim 1, push it to game 6 or 7. Well, the issue is that if I sim this game, it could potentially be the end of the series. So if I win this game, then I can sim other games. But like this could potentially be the last game, because if Cleveland wins, that'll push it to 4-1. And out of 7 games, you can't come back from 4-1. They do that in Mutant Football, betting and bribing the ref. Oh, I wasn't really talking about having it be in the game. Oh, that would kind of be interesting. Although, kind of liked it better when sports gambling wasn't so prevalent. Even though it is kind of cool to like analyze stats and make predictions, it always makes you wonder how that affects the actual integrity of the games.
Good evening, folks. It's game 5 of the conference finals. I'm your host, Brent Musburger, and with me to my right is Stuart Scott.
Hard to tell.
Tonight's matchup is
I don't really think the games are scripted, but it just increases the margin for foul play.
the ref gets set to toss up
So yeah, we're gonna sim the games after this.
of the Eastern Conference Finals as we get set for the tip-off. And the Raptors win the tip. Jackson
So we're back here in Air Canada Center.
gets his shot rejected.
That's his first block of the game.
Pulls down that offensive rebound. Gets it out to
Got a bug flying around in here.
Jackson. McDice knocks the ball loose.
McDice gets denied.
Thank you very much. I'll take that.
Jackson. Carter. With the spin. He brings the house down.
I'll tell you, Brent, my man just elevated, relaxed,
Vince Carter said they're pushing it to game 7, I've heard.
dunked the ball.
Mim. Murray. Mim.
Does that mean that Vince Carter
To Murray. Langdon.
thinks they're going to make it to game 7?
Murray.
Come on, it's time to get some.
Well, him being the best player on the team,
And the first bucket for the Cavaliers.
I would hope that would do something for morale.
Guy more.
McDice. Patterson. Jackson. Carter.
Gotta have some level of confidence.
Got a piece of that one.
Imagine what that could do to your ego. Just watching your shot.
Bruno Sundolf steps out of bounds.
With the two.
Lord have mercy. He done
Bobby Jackson scores 2 points for the Toronto Raptors.
Moesha, baby daddy.
The Cavaliers down by 2. Murray passes the ball into the paint. Drops in a 2.
That would be part of the league gossip.
Moving up.
That's the cool thing about,
Sends it out to Patterson with the off-balance shot.
or imagine a game where
The glass.
Hello? Somebody.
there were like player interviews.
Mim
I mean,
to the paint. It's good.
it would have to be pretty in-depth to actually have that feature be meaningful.
Clark.
If they would just say random stuff,
All net.
it would get old after a while.
The Raptors
But if you could actually
by 2.
have enough variables to generate interesting responses
The ball away.
that would actually correlate to
To the hoop.
how the players, like what their so-called thoughts were,
Patterson. Jackson
I think that would be kind of cool.
passes it into McDice. And he slams it.
One thing that I really
That slam could have
that I miss from a show like NFL Primetime is just like the bombastic interviews that they used to have in like the 90s. God,
Murray.
the name escapes me, but is it Parcells? Bill Parcells?
Shot with the clock running down.
His interviews were always bombastic, and there were other coaches that would just
for his shots.
The Cavaliers now have
say stuff, and it was usually funny or outlandish or just
Patterson
intense.
and throws it into the paint.
They would say what they would think, you know, and it was just cool to see little snippets like that. And they also had them before the actual games, like before they would broadcast the game. It would kind of be part of the pregame show.
Lead by 2.
They did this really well in college football.
Finds his man. Rejected.
They would have like these little set interviews with the coaches, and they would.
Murray.
It wasn't very in depth, but it was a cool touch that kind of
Mim. You can't stop that slam.
it kind of
Be butter, 'cause he
humanized the coaches a little bit. Now they do those
The game is
horrendous sideline interviews. I have no idea why they do those interviews.
jammed it in the basket.
You know what, Britt? My man can flat get
I mean,
So far he
first of all, the coaches are just trying to get to
passes it
the
in.
locker room because they have stuff to do, you know.
The
And
Cavaliers
so anytime the
2.
reporters
Spins. Hits it.
try to intercept them or whatever, you know, the coaches already don't want to be there. And they never say anything insightful. It's just,
McDice knocks
you
the
know,
ball loose. Knocks it
why aren't you winning, coach?
to the end of the first.
Well, we need to score more points. Thank you, coach. And that's kind of how the interviews go. So I really liked how they had those pre-recorded set interviews back in
We are
the
ready for the
90s.
second quarter. The Raptors up by 4. Mim
Can't believe the Cavs are doing well.
passes the ball into the paint.
They stink.
Puts in the first basket of the second quarter.
Well,
The Raptors lead by 2.
Cleveland did manage to make it to the tournament.
And the shot
Have to keep that in mind.
no good. Drops in a 2.
as cool as the other side of the pillow.
So I'm assuming they are in the semifinals for a reason.
The Cavaliers down by 4.
Cliche questions and answers.
From behind the
Like,
arc.
it is cliche questions and it is cliche answers.
Dribbling up the floor.
Uh,
And he puts it in gently.
I mean, I think there's only so much you can really ask in a sports environment.
Moesha, baby daddy.
You know,
The
and why aren't you,
Raptors lead by
you know, why what do you need to do to win the game? I think we need to do better on offense, or we need to score more points, or we need to control the ball more. Stuff that's always true, you know. It's like it's never going to be, well, I think we need to score less points to win the game, and that's never going to be the case. So I think just having it be pre-recorded, I think kind of lends to a little bit more character, since it's a more cool environment. They're not, you know, all flustered and trying to get to the locker room or whatever.
The Cavaliers down by 4. McDice,
But the post-game interviews were always funny.
Jackson, Patterson,
Coaches were mad, or
Carter,
they would just tell you frankly how the game went. They're like, "Oh, we got beat. We sucked."
the Raptors,
I kind of miss that stuff.
4 points.
And the interviews were always like on, you know, behind a locker wall or something. It seems like
And he brings it up court. Doliak,
seems like the media,
2-footer.
the press rooms didn't really exist back then.
The Cavaliers down by 4. Moving up
I miss
in the first half. Coming in hard.
halftime shows or in-depth interviews with the players in video games.
Lead by 6.
Oh yeah.
Sends the ball into the paint.
In modern MLB games, it's like that career mode.
Clark moves up. Patterson sends it out. Denied.
Yeah. Well, 2K got a little bit of that in 2K5.
Gets the ball out.
NFL 2K5. And it wasn't really that in depth, but it was a start, you know.
Knocks down the 25-footer.
And it was just, you know, it added character to the players.
Gets the ball in the paint.
It added, you know, dimensions that weren't there without it, you know. And I think MLB, doesn't Sony make MLB?
Jackson finds his man. It's a good thing the backboard didn't break with that slam.
It sucks that MLB is the only sports game that Sony really makes now.
The Raptors lead by 10. Dribbling up the floor. Chandler. with
Would have
the
been
spin.
cool to see Sony keep making Game Day,
Doliak
but
with the 8-footer. Swish.
that's a dead horse. We all know that. That's a dead horse that's been beat to a pulp.
The Cavaliers down by 8. Clark.
Would have been cool to see them bring back their Game Breaker series.
Protected. Recovers the ball. Carter. McDice. Patterson. Jackson. Patterson. Jackson will let it go with the clock running low. It's a beauty from 22 feet. The Raptors.
I was looking at some other sports games.
Posey. Doliak.
There's actually a decent amount of like indie sports games
Doliak.
for like hockey and soccer especially.
Jackson.
Soccer is so popular.
But somebody's got to shoot.
Hockey, soccer, probably a few in basketball.
The Cavaliers. 22. The
I think Tape to Tape was one of those indie hockey games. I think there was another one called like Super Arcade Hockey or something like that. And there's another one called Super Arcade Football, but that was more in the it's a soccer game. And it looks really nice for an indie game.
We're set for
It's a
the
2D game and it has a lot of character.
in the lead by
It's very, very similar to a Sensible World of Soccer.
tough one.
which is that
The Raptors lead by
90s
12. Patterson
soccer game that came out for.
with the 10-footer.
I don't remember if it came out for the not the Commodore, the Amiga.
Playing tremendous all-around basketball.
I don't know if it came out for Amiga or DOS first, or at the same time. Can't remember.
22-36, Toronto.
I remember playing that game on Windows
Finds his man in the paint. Gets
way
it.
back when.
Where's the D?
24-36, Toronto.
So there's a decent amount of little sports games that,
With the swipe. Miller.
you know, they're not going to really ever be huge, but they have some interesting stuff in them.
My man juked it.
The shooter's touch. The Raptors lead by 10.
Soccer is #1 easy in the world. FIFA 94 on Sega was amazing.
Carter.
All the FIFAs on Sega.
10-footer. All net.
The Raptors, they're just running them.
I don't think I ever played.
Langdon. Sundog.
Don't think I ever played the FIFA games on the Genesis.
The Raptors lead by 10. McDice.
Although I wonder
And
if
throws it into the paint. Carter. Stockton.
I kind of like the PS1
McDice. The shooter.
PS1 games.
The Raptors lead
I might have to look at
with a
FIFA
12-footer.
98 or something.
Patterson with the defensive board. Dribbling up the floor.
Although for me, my favorite soccer game
With the 10-footer. He doesn't get the roll.
is probably on PS2.
Try and rotate the ball better and get everybody involved in the offense.
That would be Winning 11-6.
Miller. Passes it into Sundog.
Pretty much all the Winning 11 games.
Moving up.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Passes the ball into the paint. Forces his way to the rack. The rebound by.
I had a lot of fun in the Master League game mode, which was basically the franchise mode.
To the hoop.
I'd always spend a long time on the uniforms because you can change them at any time. You can change your logo and all that stuff. Really cool stuff in that game.
Cavaliers down by 10. Curry. Into Carter. It trickles out. Moves up.
I was actually playing Madden 98 the other day just
Can't figure
to
out
look
what
at some things. And it sucks that they don't have a franchise mode.
Curry.
Madden 99 was the first PS1 Madden to have a franchise
Passes it
mode,
into, but Lou.
which seems strange because
Lousy ball handling.
NCAA,
Curry.
which is also made by EA,
Miller. With the 22.
they had a
Curry. Gets
Dynasty
the
mode.
defensive board.
so it makes you wonder why
Brings it to the attack court. Stockton.
Madden 98 didn't have it.
Take care of the ball.
Sundog. Shoots the jumper.
But in Madden 99, that's the year they switched to polygons, and so it just doesn't have the same charm as 98.
The Raptors lead by 8. Batee. Stockton. Batee. Passes it into the lane. Batee. Swish.
Somebody put a hand on that guy. Something, please.
The Cavaliers down by 10.
How did you win in Madden 98 without franchise mode?
Miller.
Was there a tournament mode?
Mim.
I think they did have a tournament mode. I think.
Nails it.
They did have a season mode.
Nice shot.
Tonight his field goal percentage is
And they have those like trade player things. Of course none of it matters because
Batee.
it's only one season.
Carter. Puts up a shot as
But they do have the season mode.
Vince Carter.
And I might do a Madden 98 season
My man shooting touch
at
is
some point.
straight silk.
It plays pretty much exactly like NCAA 98.
Raptors lead by 11. It's the end of the third
And I do
quarter.
like that game a lot. It's one of the Maddens that gets a pass from me.
Quarter of action. The Raptors
Just because it was before
11. Curry. Lou.
all the garbage with exclusive licenses and stuff.
Jackson. Sends the ball into the paint. Wham, bang. Thank you.
One season like Super Tecmo.
Rammed over that poor dude.
Yep, that was pretty much.
The Raptors lead by 13.
That was kind of the era where
Cleve.
very few games had a franchise mode.
Broke his ankles.
And with the layup.
But if you were making a football game, you had to have at least a season mode.
Points.
Like you couldn't just show up with exhibition and nothing else.
Can't figure out what happened. Mim.
So, you know, Game Day showed up that way. Game Breaker showed up that way.
It's in a 2.
I mean,
The Cavaliers
Quarterback Club,
by 9. Batee.
Joe Montana,
Jackson.
uh,
Batee.
College Football's National Championship 1 and 2. All those games,
Passes it into.
starting out,
Batee. Score it. Tonight
well,
is
pretty much
the
all of them didn't have any kind of multi-season mode.
dribbling up court.
And the ones that made it to the late 90s to early 2000s eventually got
10-footer.
a franchise mode.
So far in the game, he is shooting 85%.
But that was kind of,
The Raptors.
that was a little bit when the franchise mode was newer.
Beat them. I like that attitude.
Sundop. Cleve. Sundop. Langdon. Fires it. He follows up nicely.
He came from nowhere to rock that ball in.
Murray. So far, he has scored.
I would watch a Madden season and send me a link in the Discord for the Aggie series.
Batee. Lou.
Oh,
Batee gets a
I've only
5-second
played
violation.
2 games in the A&M
The Raptors
Dynasty so far,
lead by 7.
so I don't think you've missed anything.
With the 22-footer, the shooter's touch.
All right.
The Cavaliers down by 5.
Usually I'm just doing other stuff.
Finds his man in the paint. He follows up nicely.
Oh, that's tight, yo. Now, Brent, the fans love what they are seeing tonight.
Langdon to the hoop.
Oh, man.
Real football video game knowledge. I respect that.
The Cavaliers down by 5.
It's just because
Batee. Carter.
I'm like never satisfied, or I'm always looking for something else. You know,
With his first hoop of the final quarter.
He's got the touch.
like I can't just play Madden and be like, all right, I'm done with football,
The Cavaliers. Call it
or I don't want anything else. It can't be. I just can't. I can't operate on that level. I'm always looking for something else. So I'm like
Cavaliers.
looking up all the games on the Super Nintendo, all the games on the Genesis, on the PlayStation 1, PS2.
The Cavaliers down by 6.
Of course, it all goes downhill from there, but
Patterson.
there's a lot of interesting stuff that different companies did.
Passes it into the lane. He doesn't get the roll.
The Raptors should try and rotate the ball better and get everybody involved in the offense.
That we aren't going to really
Ball in the paint. And
get to experience just because
the final
they don't
minute.
exist anymore.
Patterson. Jackson. Curry. Goes for 2. Knocks down
Eddie Curry, 2 points. Raps need to push it to game 7. We got 51 seconds here. I think we can get it.
Throws it into the paint. The rebound to
Good rebound by Vince Carter.
Patterson. Jackson. McDice. Passes the ball. Swats it away.
Let's score this basket here. There we go.
Puts it in gently.
My man's got game.
32 seconds, 8 points. I think that's out of reach for the Cavaliers here.
Sundop.
I think they're gonna leave Air Canada Center with an L,
Cleve.
especially after that out of bounds.
Miller is coming back in. Patterson. Clark. McDice.
Can we score another one?
With the spin. Carter. McDice.
Time to go to the basket. Too much.
Yes, we do. That's 60. Yep.
Lead by 10. Mim.
Nim shoots. He scores. But it's too little, too late.
And that's the end of this exciting game.
And Cleveland does, in fact, leave Air Canada Center with an L.
60. Stewart.
The Raptors played exceptional basketball today, covering all the bases by scoring, rebounding, dishing out the dimes, and playing some serious
Stuart
defense.
Scott says exceptional basketball.
This is Bremo Spurs.
Vince Carter
Good night, everyone. You've been
takes the
watching
lead with
ESPN,
16
the
points.
worldwide leader in sports. For
He
more,
usually
log on to
doesn't.
ESPN.com. You're watching
He's usually not the
ESPN
top
on
scorer.
ESPN.
It's actually very rare that he is. But, you know, him being like a 90-something overall, that would suggest that maybe he doesn't score the most points all the time, but we do see his impact on other areas of the court, which is oftentimes just as or more important. You can always feed a shooter, but you can't win games with just shooters. Vince Carter backing up his Game 7 prediction. Well, we're going to sim this one and see. I feel like Cleveland might have the edge in the fast sim, though. Yeah. Yep. It is so. So Cleveland takes the conference title 4 games to 2. They win game number 6, 47 to 43. These are very close games, except for maybe that one. 8-point difference. Good season. Well, like I've said before several times, you know, season number 3, making it to the conference title game is a significant achievement. I mean, we were just a couple games away from going to the NBA Finals. Just a couple games away. But we did win, you know, we won 2 series. Beat Milwaukee, handled Orlando, and ultimately got beat by Cleveland. And looks like Phoenix didn't do so well against Minnesota. So I was hoping for Toronto and Phoenix in the finals, and it ended up being Cleveland and Minnesota. So 0 for 2 there. Let's see who won. Should we watch the final game? I think it's a 7-game final, right? The trades were big. Yeah. McDice, Patterson. Big guys on the team. So I'm pretty sure the NBA Finals is it's a multi-game series, right? If that's the case, then not good enough. Maybe in future, come back and save the Raptors. Yeah, I think that no, sim it. Yeah, we'll sim it. Minnesota leads 1-0. Minnesota leads 2-0. Minnesota leads 3-0. Minnesota's looking for the sweep. Okay, so Cleveland heard that one, gets 1. This could potentially be the final, though. Now Cleveland wins another one. Let's see. What are the margins like? There's a 5-point difference, 6-point difference, 5-point difference, 2-point difference, 6-point difference. Three to 2. Minnesota wins it 4-2. Oh man. Wow. Minnesota wins game number 6 with a knockout punch. 40-25. I don't know any of these Minnesota guys. Mr. Rovic, Smith, Garnett, Billups, Brandon, Matola, House, Glover, Blunt, Jefferson, Davis, Williams. Timberwolves with the Las Vegas bet. Check your tickets. All right. Patrick's heading out. All right. I'll see you later, Patrick. Thanks for stopping by. So, yeah, a lot of big scorers here. Sundov. Oh, wait. There we go. So Garnett was their lead scorer in this game. And Cleveland didn't have a single double-digit scorer, though. Sundov did come close. Bruno Sundov out of Croatia. Drafted in 1998. He's pretty even across the board. Look at all those 50s. Low composure, body control. Well, that's the end of the 2004 NBA Finals. So we're going to advance. 2005 MVP is Kevin Garnett out of Minnesota. Helps the Timberwolves win the NBA championship. John Stockton retires. So he didn't do a whole lot for us, but he was a serviceable bench guy. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through with this off season, and after that I'm going to put this game away for a bit and probably start up All-Star Baseball 2005. That'll probably be the next additional series I'm doing alongside NCAA 98. But I would also like to have a kind of random game night as well, like play a little bit MLB 99 or something, or then some other PS1 games. Just have some random games as well, other than just like franchise modes. I think that would be fun as well. So we have an expiring contract to Bobby Jackson. Don Batty has expired his contract. Okay. Yep, so what's next? Let's go to how do we re-sign? Don Batty. Let's get him back on the team. So for those that don't know, ESPN Tonight, or NBA Tonight, has a point system instead of a salary cap. So we have 221 points available, but we're netting 779. So that's what is currently taken up by our roster. So Don Batty's a 77. He's been a very good player, so we want to go ahead and lock him back up. He wants 82 points for 4 years. We definitely want some length on that 77. So can we get away with like 70 points? Let's see. Alright, so we saved 10 points there. We got him for 4 years. I think we're also missing Jackson as well. Yeah. But now he wants 117 points for 8 years. And that's for a point guard. Right? That's ridiculous. We got Lindsey Hunter, 57 points for 12 years. Or is that how long we've had them? I forget. Bobby Jackson, let's see. He's a decent three-point shooter. Very good stealing, good passing. So he scored 80 points for us in the 04-05 season. Let's see what else. Well, that 76 isn't going to be easy to replace, so let's go ahead and get him. Don't think I want to give him 117 points though. Let's drop this to... Let's give him 80 and then... Maybe get him for 2 years. 70? Let's see. Okay. So that was probably a mistake. Probably a mistake. Bobby Jackson might end up on a different team. Let's see. Anyone else? No. Okay, let's hit the next week. We got the 28th pick. I believe that's last place. Alright, let's go back to Jackson. 6 years, 117 points. Let's see. 2 years, 87. And we can go I mean, 6 years is a pretty long time to have a 76, and you know, 70 pluses are hard to get in this game, believe it or not. So I think we're gonna go ahead and give him what he wants. Maybe we can be stingy. Okay, so we saved 16 points there or so. Let's see who else. Mr. John Liu. There's Doliak. Patterson. Bobby Jackson. 8 years. I think that's how long they've been on the team. I don't know. No, that's how long their contract is. All right, so let's advance. So this draft is probably going to be pretty worthless just because unless you have like the second pick, really you need the first pick to really get a solid player in the draft. Anyone else is mostly just going to be a backup, or even worse, you have a project player. Project player is someone that you're going to have to develop over time. And having those kind of players is really just not that advantageous, just because you have to keep them on the bench for so long. And then when they do come on the bench, they're pretty worthless. So, yeah, like this David Dooling guy, to have a rookie at 75, you know, in a couple years he gets to 80. So I do appreciate that really good players are rare. Makes them stand out more. That just means you have to do more to actually get them. So I think what we're going to have to do is see if we can't find someone that's exceptional in some way. Nothing to speak of there. I don't even think we have a player in the 60s. Sometimes you might find someone who their point distribution is really high in a specific skill, and they're not so evenly spread out. But a player that's this new or this low rated, probably not. This guy's from DePaul. Anything here? Ohio State. This guy's a Buckeye. Intimidator. Before I forget, oh, I gotta pick. I'll just pick someone. Might be this guy. This guy's Georgian. He's got decent strength, I guess. Serviceable 3-point shots. We'll get another fair-skinned cornrows guy. We'll probably just trade him or something. Alright, let's Before we forget, let's go ahead and save in the memory card. So we're number 10, 340 points. Do have a over 500 record. Philadelphia is in last place. Okay, so let's advance the week. See if there's any serviceable shot guard. Is that what an SG is? I always forget. Sean Leonard, drafted in 1994. Decent three-point shooter. So it looks like he didn't play at all in previous season before last. Had a couple points 2 previous seasons. Oh, here's someone. Desmond Mason. Drafted 2000 from Oklahoma State. Overall 70. Good jumping. Serviceable shooter. Seattle. Looks like he saw some bench time in Seattle. Well, he wants... Let's see. It might be the best player available. The issue, though, is that Vince Carter is... He just never doesn't not play. Or he never doesn't play. Because his endurance is just so good. His endurance is so good that he never gets tired. And so there's no need, barring an injury, for a backup. Our backup right now is Anthony Hardaway, which I just noticed that he seems to have gone down in ability. His stealing matchup, though, his ball handling, his passing is actually pretty decent. So it wouldn't make the most sense to get rid of him. Although I could see an argument for getting rid of him. Assuming that we get this other guy. This guy doesn't have as high of a skill, though. He is good at jumping, though. Bryce Ward. Who is this guy? Is that the guy we picked up? Yeah. Kelvin Johnson. Power forward. Dice. Did we lose someone? Kelvin Johnson. I think we need a power forward. $58. That is better than what we have. So let's look at our starter. So overall is 84. '84, '84, '91. So Hunter is currently the starter. I wonder why that is. Let's get him off of there. Patterson and Don Battie are both rated the same overall right now. Curry's now he's a 72. Power forward. We need a power forward. Really? We don't need this guy. Let's find a power forward and get rid of Ward. See if maybe we can find someone that stands out. Claxton is streaky. And I could play him at forward. What's his profile like? So he's got 6'7", 224 pounds. Let's get rid of Ward. 6'7". The other guy is a little bit heavier. Would be kind of cool if you could switch their position. I mean, again, 70s are hard to get in the game, so, and he is relatively young, so it would make sense to get this Mason guy. We do have enough cap room for him. See if we can be a little stingy here. Okay, so we got a little bit of a savings there. John Liu. So let's see if we can trade John Liu. Maybe Johnson for someone. know why it keeps making Hunter the Okay, there we go. Our offense is a little bit better now at 88. So maybe what we can do is maybe we can trade one of these players, one of our starters, and possibly get like an 80 and something. Weakest link right now, rating wise, is Bobby Jackson on the starting lineup. He has really good shooting though, or shooting and stealing. So does Patterson. And Clark has pretty good blocking as well, and a good 2-point shooter. So I think we have a couple trading tokens here. Maybe Mason, maybe Don Batty and or Patterson or Jackson. So what do we need? Let's go and write this down. Let's see. For center, we have a 77. For small forward, we have another 77. And for point guard, we have another 77. Or sorry, 76. We have a backup small forward, 77. We have a shot guard, 70. Those are kind of our trading tokens. So let's see what is available. Let's see what's available on other teams. So let's see if we can get another, maybe a point guard that's 80 plus. Let's try that. So let's give Jackson and maybe we'll throw Lou in there. So we're looking for a point guard that is 80 plus. Oops, how do we do this? Alright. Jersey has Jason Kidd. He's got 11 years on him. That's Stephon Marbury. I don't think Phoenix would give him up though. Maybe if I gave him 270s. Let's keep looking. Mike Bibby. Arizona. Excellent passing. Good speed, good quickness. Not a very good shooter. He is consistent though. Charlotte has Baron Davis. Excellent recovery and burst recovery. Okay. So that's an option. Cleveland's got Andre Miller. What else is there? Dallas, Detroit, Houston. Steve Francis. I like that old Rockets logo. Very good stealing. Good jumping. Steve Francis. Strong road gameplay. So it would be nice to have a guy that does pretty well in the road games. Yeah. Nice to have some road game strength. Steve Francis. Mr. Wink. Let's try him. Okay, so let's get Bobby Jackson, point guard. Maybe Desmond Mason. It's realistically, Desmond Mason will never be playing shot guard so long as Vince Carter is in there. So let's go back to Bob Sura. Can we take Francis away from Houston? I don't think so. Might have to go with somebody lower, like a low 80. So let's get Jackson. And Hardaway maybe. Got Jalen Rose. Got 11 years on him though. Man. What should we do? So Jalen Rose might be a more realistic option. So we'll have Jason Williams. Very good passing. Jason Kidd. Can't go wrong with Jason Kidd. Excellent stealing. Can we get Jason Kidd from the Nets? Worth a shot. Okay, so let's take Jackson. Let's get Hardaway. And should we go with shot guard? Another shot guard. Let's try that. Let's find Mr. Kidd here. Okay, so they don't want any of this. I don't think I can really give up anyone else. I do have McDice, but I think McDice is set. I don't want to lose him. Got Ruben Patterson. And Don Battie. Well, maybe if I did get Battie and Patterson. I think I could get that would leave me with now man. This is a doozy. We want a point guard, so ideally we would want to trade away the point guard position that we have. And then maybe throw Battie in there. Jersey. Okay, so let's see. Was that a good thing or a bad thing? Still an 84 overall. We do have another 80 starting. Still have good small forward. But do we want to go very top heavy? I don't know. If we go top heavy, that means the bench players are going to not be that great, which you want to be careful with. So we have our shot guard replacement with Mason, which probably never going to play, at least not at this position. Got point guard replacement is a 57 though. Power forward is an 84. So next thing we need to do is, I think we need to find, let's see, find power forward that is greater than at least 53. And then small forward that is greater than 66. Then a point guard is greater than 57. This is just so our bench is a little bit stronger, considering that our team is a little bit more top heavy now. Yeah. And we have how many points available? This table's kind of close. We only have 64 points available. So trading, I think we can still trade. Maybe there's something easy in free agency. That guy is better than a 53. A small forward. And a point guard. Oh, here's Tony Parker. Totally different Tony Parker. I was thinking of the guy from San Antonio. This is Tony Parker from France. Got good speed. He's consistent. Let's see, let's get him. Can we get away with 50 points? Ugh. Alright, let's pick up the power forward at least. Well, let's just wait. See what happens. I guess Parker's gone. I know he's still there. Charlie Ward from Florida State. Good passing, good ball handling, good stealing. So 67. He's got 11 years in the league. Just 3 points less, and only 4 years in the league. And this guy would be cheaper as well. He is consistent, which helps. Our current backup is a 57, so almost anything is better. Also got Howard Isley. Decent three-point shooter and decent stealer as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we had him previous seasons. I don't think we'll be needing his services again. Let's get... I think I want to get Parker here. Yeah, we can't even get Ward at 74 points. Let's get Parker. So there is our point guard. Let's get rid of Hunter. Bye. Johnson. Still need to get his replacement. I think we can find a better power forward than Johnson. Let's go ahead and get rid of him now. Free up a little bit of cap room. And honestly, let's also get rid of Hardaway. So I should clear up some space. So our offense went back up a point, 84, 85, and 93 defense. Let's see. So we still need the power forward and the small forward. We got a backup center, have a shot guard, have a point guard. Let's see what we got. Power forward greater than 53. Clarence Ham. It's a 58. Not a lot here. He's got good shooting rhythm, which I forget what that means. Huh. Well, I think we can probably hold off on that one. Get a small forward. Probably can't get one higher than 66 right now. So what we'll do is we'll just advance the week. See if there's any goodies in the free agency. Oh, here's Dikembe Mutombo. Looks like he's on his way out though, 14 years. Useless in the three-point shot. Yeah, he's already in decline. Got Mr. Johnson here. Tang Johnson. It's hilarious. What a name. What a hairstyle. Got really good strength. Good endurance. Serviceable shooting. Strong road game and excellent recovery. It's a 69, which is better. What's John Lou got on him? Very good endurance. That's about it. 83 endurance versus versus 70 endurance, but 82 strength. I think he's a better shooter, and he's got characteristics. So let's get Mr. Johnson here. Let's bring this down to... Can we get 50 out of him, maybe? Yeah. Is this Pfizer? Ah, different Pfizer. So let's put Lou on the block. Or not the block, just release him. Now our small forward's up to a 69. Our backup is. Still need that power forward though. Still a 58. I guess we can sign him. There's no way he can reject me yet. Nah. Claxton. Not much there. He is streaky. Anthony Mason. Mace. Useless in the three-point range. I think I'm going to hold off another week. Let's see. Still nothing higher than a 58. Should probably lock him up just in case. Clarence Ham. Is that the best 58 we can get? But he's got 15 years though. So let's just get Ham. And then we'll see if anything else comes up. Alright, so that's the end of the off season there. Anything that we can get here. Doesn't look like it's still out of 58. So our overall has gone up to 85. Our offense is 86. Defense is a 92. Johnson, Parker. Power forward is the weakest. And a 58. I think we can do a little sneaky. Maybe get some trading. We can flip some players maybe. We get a Marcus Pfizer. So we use Pfizer. Any other highly rated players? Got Jason Richardson. Pretty sure we had him. Oh no, different guy. That would be a guy to trade to someone. So let's see if we can't trade some of these guys. So let's get Richardson on there. Let's get Pfizer on there. Let's get Ham on there. So if we can get like at least a 60 power forward, I think we'd be all right. Okay. If we're a power forward, here's Isley. Is this the guy we used to have, Eric Isley? I think so. Oh yeah, from Yugoslavia. Not very good though. Pretty sure. Yeah, he used to play with us. It's not totally out of bounds at a 62. Looking for a power forward. Bradley. Out of Villanova. Got good rebound. Not a great shooter. Let's try Bradley. Bit of an overkill there, but we did get it. So that should bring our power forward up, our backup spot up just a little bit. And you know what? Just because we have Jason Kidd, let's go ahead and play just the first game, just to see how it goes, and then we'll call it there. Seems like our schedule always ends with Indiana, Charlotte, Indiana. Never get a new schedule. Alright, so let's see a couple new faces on the team. Wasn't planning on playing this game, but do want to see Jason Kidd.
Good evening.
I'm eager to get my cheesecake that I made.
On ESPN. I'm Brett Musburger, and I'm joined by my esteemed colleagues.
We are on 2.5 hours now.
Raptors take on the Detroit Pistons. And now for the PA.
At forward, number 34,
Orlis Williamson out of Arkansas. And here are your Toronto Raptors.
The game is about to start here on ESPN.
Let's see that Jason Kidd.
Now the ball is up. Williamson comes up with the ball. White. And throws it into the paint.
So I think the game that I'm going to play, or the game that's going to replace this one, or the series that's going to replace this series for a little bit, is going to be All-Star Baseball 2005. I think it has some pretty cool features. I was kind of looking into it. I have to be very careful about which games I play, just because some games just don't have enough meat on them. At least for franchise mode. So, but I think All-Star Baseball 2005 is going to be a decent one. Has a decent way to play coach mode, which is nice. So there's Del Negro, and the The ironic thing about that is that he's not Negro. All right, so here's our new guy, Jason Kidd. Picked him up out of New Jersey.
Some lousy ball handling.
Not looking too good right there, but
Del Negro with a big time block. McDice picks it up. Moves up. Carter passes it into the lane.
there's McDice missing right there.
The rebound. With the skyhook.
2 misses. I want to see a little bit of productivity from Jason Kidd.
White. Williamson. Del Negro swats it away.
That's his second block of the game.
Clark gets the ball in the paint. Gets the ball out to Carter.
Vince Carter.
Rejected.
Uh-oh.
Moving up. Williamson with the 18-footer. They can't keep him off the glass. Gets a 2.
Straight off the
So here's a random tidbit. I was when I go to the bookstore, I like to look at the older books. See, I'm on page number 9. I like to look at the older books, especially like the pulpy kind of 70s, 80s kind of style novels. So pulp is like, it's known for being like cheap, plot-driven fiction. So there's this author, Ed McBain, and he wrote a lot of these kind of really thin novels. And they're like these yellow page novels. Obviously you can't see it because there's no color, but the pages are a little bit yellow. But for me, I kind of find it hard to read really big novels. I kind of find it hard to read novels in general. A lot of what I read is nonfiction. But what I like about this format is that it's page-wise, it's only, I don't know, what, 140 or some odd pages. And you can see how small the book is. Like, you could definitely fit this in your pocket. I don't know why you would carry a book around in your pocket, but if you wanted to abuse it, I guess you could. But I really like this format because it's, you know, at 140 pages, it's maybe 20,000 words. And what I like most about this is that, well, there's 2 things. One is that, like the stories that are typically in these really thin novellas, they're like 70s, 80s movies, really. And that's one of the things I like most about them. But the other thing that I like about them is that they all have unique artwork. I know that's not really a thing in novel writing anymore, for whatever reason. But like, you can see, like, it's just an image or a painting of 2 detectives walking in on a body, and there's a police car in the background right there. It's just a simple scene. It's a simple scene, but it's just very well painted. I wouldn't say it's like very well painted, but it's very effectively painted. There's nothing like out of this world about this illustration, but it has a very classic kind of nostalgic feel to it, and it just feels like a 70s kind of Clint Eastwood or Death Wish kind of vibe. So I really like these books. And I guess the final thing I like about this format is because they're so short, your time commitment is very little.
McDice.
I hate books that just go on and on and on and on. I like that there's like simple concepts that they explore and then that's it. And move on to the next thing.
Now have 12.
So that's one thing I really appreciate about
The Pistons down
these older books.
dribbling up the floor.
And at least around here, they're pretty cheap.
White. Stackhouse. Passes it into
Pretty cheap indeed.
Stackhouse.
So what's going on here? Did Jason Kidd score at all?
McDice.
I didn't even pay attention.
Kidd.
Here we go. He shoots, and there he scores. Right as I said it.
The Raptors lead by 4. Wallace
All I can think about right now is that cheesecake.
gets the ball in the paint. Throws up a tough one.
It was pretty firm before I started. So it should be, I think it should be
Johnson. Clark.
probably perfect right now, hopefully. Usually it doesn't really get as dense as I want it until like the next day.
Grabs the rebound. Brings it
But
to
usually about 3 or 4 hours, it should be
Atkins.
pretty good.
White. Into Wallace. Look
A
out
big dunk
below.
by Jerry Stackhouse.
That man has some ups.
The Raptors lead by 2. McDice
Antonio McDice passes it off to Johnson.
with a 12-footer. Atkins with the defensive
Chucky
board.
Atkins.
Moves up.
I wish they would kind of
Wallace.
scramble around the schedule because we play the same teams in the same order every season.
Wallace.
I don't know if that's because of the 14-week season.
Passes the ball into the paint.
Not sure what the deal is,
With the clock running low. Knocks down
but
the
that does kind of make it a little bit repetitive.
The game is tied.
And honestly, I wouldn't totally be against
McDice. Get out of the way. Here
starting a new franchise with slightly different settings, mostly in the tournament.
the
How many
Raptors
games
lead by 2.
are needed to win the tournament?
Moving up. Wallace. Under a minute to go. Atkins.
Also, wouldn't be against playing NBA starting 5 because it's basically this game minus
You can see the pain on his face.
all the cool ESPN stuff.
Murphy comes to the line to shoot one.
There's Troy Murphy.
He got it. In the
Low
last
shot.
season, his free throws percentage was 62%. Carter.
Actually, a bit of a low-scoring game. Only 17-16.
Johnson. Denied.
Did you see how high he got up to swat that?
Around the perimeter to Johnson. Johnson. Puts up a
Johnson
shot.
shoots.
Clock running down. Not much time to go. Ellis passes it into Murphy. Wallace with the rebound. The rebound to Carter.
Vince Carter gets the rebound.
Johnson. Curry.
It's one of our new guys, Johnson.
Only a few seconds left. With the off-balance shot. The
Don't make this
Pistons
shot.
Lead by 1. Puts up a shot as time.
Oh, they get
Now
it.
this guy can put some points on the board.
Almost from midcourt. 0.2 seconds. Halftime.
Lead by 4. And it's the end of the first half. The Pistons 20. The Raptors 16.
Listen to that music. Very, very 90s.
Now we head on to the second half. The Pistons up by 4. Curry sends the ball into the paint. Johnson. Mason.
Mason. I guess he's one of the newer ones.
Curry. Mason.
Come on, it's time to get something going. Let's see what they can pull off.
White. Del Negro. Finds his man in the paint. Gets it out to Ellis. Del Negro. Ellis. Williamson.
Williamson passes it to Del Negro. Throws it out to White.
Into
That's kind of
Richardson.
funny. Del Negro is not dark skin, and White is not fair skin.
Atkins.
Of course, doesn't
Richardson.
matter, but it's just kind of funny.
Dribbling up the floor. Curry. Mason. Curry.
Look at that awesome NBA Tonight AI.
Curry. Mason. Curry.
Oh man,
Got to make a move to the hoop.
Curry.
this one's pretty bad.
Mason. Will let it
Shoots.
go, but the clock running low.
Still missed.
Del Negro. White. Ellis. Del Negro.
Yeah, when I do see that, it makes me want to
Ellis. With the
maybe
spin.
move on to NBA starting five.
Skip pass to White.
Come on, it's time to
The
get
other areas of the game are just
You ain't gotta
so
go
nice
hard. You
looking.
gotta get the
It's
heck up outta
it's
here with
tough.
that shot.
White puts in the first basket of the second half. The Pistons now have
But it basically
14
has
points.
all the same features and a upgraded gameplay model.
Bradley.
They just don't have the ESPN license, which is pretty nice.
Mason. Bradley.
Somebody has
another
got
one.
to make a move to the hoop.
Vince Carter shoots, scores.
Nothing but net.
Hey, they better watch out for his shots.
Carter now has 4 field goals. White. Del Negro. Atkins. Gets the ball in the paint.
Can't believe we haven't broken 20 points yet.
White. Del Negro.
Come on.
Easy
it's time to get
layup there.
something going. Let's see what they can pull off.
The Pistons lead by 6. Passes it into the... Gets his shot.
Slapped it
rejected.
right out of his hands.
Del Negro. White. Williamson.
They're passing the ball too much. Somebody's got to shoot.
Del Negro. White. Gets the ball in the paint.
Williamson
Knocks down the
gets
8-footer.
2 points for Detroit.
Chips.
All that in a bag of chips, huh?
The Raptors down by 8.
Oh, I might go to the store. Might go to the store.
In the third quarter. Curry. Carter. And he puts it in general. The Pistons lead by 6. Del Negro.
Okay, so we broke 20 points. Still down by 6, though.
Across the court to Atkins. Passes it into Williamson. All net. The Raptors down by 8.
I really hope that trade that I did wasn't a mistake.
Carter.
Because we did get
Curry.
a stronger starter, but we did kind of weaken the bench a little bit.
Del Negro swipes the ball away.
That's his first block of the game.
Recovers the ball. Ellis. Del Negro with the 8-footer.
Man. 30-22, that's 8 points. Okay, so we got Clark and Jason Kidd coming back in. Hopefully they can turn the tide
Moves up. McDyess
here in Air Canada Center.
Way to hustle. Like to see that effort out there.
dribbling up the floor.
Del Negro.
Is running out. So that's the end of the third quarter.
All right, final quarter.
Now as we go into the final quarter of the game, the Pistons in the lead by 8. Stackhouse. White.
Detroit is handling us pretty well, I would say.
Williamson. Stackhouse. With a 12-footer. The rebound by McDyess.
Antonio McDyess to Clark.
Kidd.
Passes it over to Jason Kidd.
Clark.
Clark goes to Johnson, but he hits the backboard. Toronto bench is looking a little deflated, as well as the crowd.
Gets the ball out to White.
Time to go to the basket. Too much passing.
Let's
around.
cover them here.
The rebound to
Dice with the rebound.
moving up.
Can we get 8 points in 3 minutes?
And he
Can we
spins.
cover the 8-point differential?
Pulls down that offensive rebound.
Come on, Clark.
And he hits the first
There we
pass
go.
into the quarter.
Good shot.
Push it down to 6.
Del Negro. Stackhouse. He got it.
Easy 2 points there for Detroit.
The Pistons lead by 8. Johnson with the 22-footer. Swishes the shot. The Raptors down by 6. Williamson. Stackhouse. Del Negro with the 8-footer. Clark dribbling up the floor. Passes the ball into the paint.
Come on, Jason Kidd. Man,
Atkins. White.
32-26.
Atkins. White. Finds his man in the paint. Scores a 2.
Mojo. Big mojo.
Del Negro.
I don't think this is going to be our game, folks. Not going to be our game.
The Pistons lead by 8.
Still down by 8 points. Got to score
Coming in.
a little bit faster here.
Carter. Kidd. Into Clark with the off-balance shot.
Down to 6.
The Raptors.
Minute 45 is plenty of time.
Del Negro.
Plenty of time.
Stackhouse. Williamson with the spin. Stackhouse.
Come on, it's time to get something going. Let's see what they can pull off.
Are we going to get the ball back here?
Ball by
I think
Detroit.
so.
Clark with the 22.
Shoots, scores.
Oh man, this guy's got
We're down by 4 now. Plenty of time.
Point.
Got to get the ball back.
Stackhouse.
Let's get a turnover.
White. Atkins. Passes it into Wallace. Lets it go.
Ah.
Nails a 2.
That might take it out of range, I think.
Down by 6.
Can we score a 3 maybe?
Kidd. McDice. Johnson. Banks in a 2 off the
Not a
glass.
bad shot by Tang Johnson.
Wallace.
Come on.
Pistons lead by 4.
Oh, it's a miss.
Doesn't get the roll.
Come
Moves
on,
up.
Tang.
McDice.
Pootie Tang.
Clark. Kidd. Clark.
Shoot. Don't have time to pass. Let's go.
Clark.
Come on.
Kidd.
Oh, what are they doing?
Johnson.
somebody has got to make a move to the hoop.
Murphy gets the defensive board. Stackhouse.
I think we ended ourselves right there.
10 seconds. Murphy
Man.
finds his man in the lane. It's good.
My man really
Well,
sees the court nice.
I think that's going to do it. That's game.
Up a shot as time expired.
Air ball.
And that brings us to the end of the game.
Well, not a good start to this season. 38-32. Could be worse. Could be a lot better.
And the Raptors take a tough
I mean, I was
loss at
expecting a little bit better, you know,
Played exceptional basketball.
having a stronger point guard, but
By scoring, rebounding, dishing out the
I don't know.
dimes, and playing some serious defense.
don't know.
Raptors, it just seems as though they're going through the motions of playing a game. They're committing too
Vince
many
Carter,
mistakes. They're taking bad shots. These
10
guys
points.
not
Kid,
really
only
back to
2
the drawing board and come up with
points. Ay, ay, ay. Well, hopefully that gets better as the season progresses, whenever we get back to that. So I think we're going to put NBA Tonight on hold, just because we were able to complete the season, and we just kind of checked out a little bit of the new roster for the new season. But I think we're going to, like I said, put a hold on it and go to All-Star Baseball 2005. And maybe a couple other games, not sure yet. But we're definitely going to continue NCAA 98. That's a really fun game. But I think that's going to do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will be seeing you guys in the next one.
Master this game and earn much fame.